It's Any Action Sportscast. I'm your producer, Martin, joined by your local Las Vegas handicapper, Effie.
What is up, guys? Super excited to be here to talk about UFC 269, recap an insane night of fights, and also give out our current picks for this week's UFC Fight Night, Lewis vs. Daukaus. I don't even know where to begin on this UFC 269. It was just such an insane, legendary night of fights. I mean, you had submissions, you had knockouts, you had crazy back and forth wars, you had eye gouges. I mean, you name it, dude. I'm just so excited to recap those, but also recap our bets, because that's why we're here, guys, to make money off our bets. We'll get into that, and then, like I said, we'll get into the bets for this week. So, Martin, man, how you feeling? How you doing today?
Man, I'm feeling good, especially after cashing out this weekend. I mean, we hit good. Unit bets look pretty good, but really, what really matters to me is the money plays, what I actually put down on my dinero, and I made some dinero this weekend. I mean, a great weekend, great fight week. We got fights this weekend. We got Jake Paul, we got Woodley, we have UFC Fight Night.
Yes.
Let's review the bets, and let's get into the card this weekend.
Yeah, first and foremost, we have to go over the picks that we gave out last week, UFC 269, Any Action Sportscast. Our first pick of the night of our sportscast history, really, was Miranda Maverick minus 140, man. And let me tell you, did she get absolutely demolished? From second one to the last second, she did not stand a chance. It was bad. Did not expect Blanchfield to have such an advantage in the grappling realm. I knew she was good at wrestling, but wow, you really couldn't have asked for a worse performance from Maverick there. Super disappointing. Started the night off on a loss, never good. But immediately behind the 8 ball. But, it happens. Super excited for Blanchfield's future, though. I think she's going to be a real deal prospect in the division. So watch out for her. We'll probably be betting on her in the future. Just a little foreshadowing. But then our second bet of the night was a prop. Bruno Silva to knock out Jordan Wright. We had him via KO minus 165. And in the beginning of the fight, Wright actually was landing some pretty nice kicks. And I was, thinking, okay, maybe he's going to hold up a little better than I thought he would, but nope. About a minute later, Bruno Silva ends the fight, vicious knockout. Like we said, our first hit, we cashed. Exciting time for our podcast. Me and my buddy Martin were just absolutely going nuts up and down in the living room, and it felt good. So that was a good hit to hit that in the first round. No sweat. You don't have to worry about it the whole fight. Just get it done over and with quick. But our next bet, guys, this is one where it looked good until it didn't, guys. I'm talking about Augusta Sakai versus Tai Tuivasa. We have.
Wait, did you say Kai?
Oh.
Run it. Did you mean Stone Cold Tai Tuivasa, Effie? Holy smokes, what a fight, what a KO!
Absolutely, man. We were stunned out of nowhere. The fight was going so slow, back and forth. I mean, barely any strikes were thrown in the first 4 minutes of the fight. And we were thinking, okay, we're in the clear here. We're not in the clear, but it's looking good. We're feeling good about the bet. Going in round 2, but then, Tai Tuivasa just shuts the lights out. Sakai looked dead, dude. He looked like he was folded up so bad.
I gotta stop you right there where you said he looks dead. It looked like Tai. It looked like his last fight. He started off slow. He kind of does the little shimmy. He's kind of loosening up. And then it's almost like he's looking for that KO. And he set the standards for the rest of the night of how the cards are going to play out.
I really do, absolutely, man. And then the energy of when he got onto the cage, you see the happy dad getting thrown. And dude, it's almost like a tradition now. Like when he does that, you have to just be there to see it. And then on his way out, guys, he was getting beer tossed left and right. He had at least 20 beers just chugging them on the way back. What a dude! We lost money, and I was still like, wow, that was amazing. That was so exciting. But bummer for our bet, man, for real. It just left us speechless. But like Martin said, really good foreshadowing for the rest of the night, the way it played out. Our next bet, guys, was Josh Emmett to beat Dan Ige minus 160. Now, the line closed minus 140, so if you would have got that minus 140, good job. You beat a little bit of line movement there. But this was a back-and-forth fight. Really good fight by Ige. Nothing to be ashamed about. when the judges' scorecards came in, I was a little worried. I knew it could go either way. Not a robbery, but I thought Josh Emmett won round 3 and round 1. But yeah, hit the decision. Gonna go ahead and go into the next bet was a loss. Santiago Ponzinibbio. Now, Jeff Neal, in my mind, deserved to win this fight. And so there's not like a robbery. A lot of people were crying robbery that Ponzinibbio should have won, and I don't think that's true. I think that right guy won, close fight. But like the line said, it was minus 115, so that pretty much tells you to pick him. And, if it goes to split decision, you pretty much got to pick him. So, shout out to Jeff Neal, overcame a lot of adversity in camp. And he got the job done there. But, man, this next one, we had money on Amanda Nunes, Juliana Pena over 1.5 rounds. Now, by now, you all know what happened. Amanda Nunes goes down, gets tapped, and loses her belt.
I mean, as I was watching the fight, I was almost speechless. I mean, I just kept standing there, almost worried, like, is this really happening, And I was mostly concerned about the over and the under.
Right.
But, I mean, are we talking about how the fight played out? Are we talking about how the bet played out? But holy smokes, man. I mean, it looked like Amanda gave up. What do you think?
I did hear this. I did hear this from quite a few people, and to me, I wouldn't say it's as much that she gave up, more than she just realized she wasn't going to win. I do think she tapped early. I do think the submission was not all the way in, but who am I? I don't know anything. But I don't know. It did look a little awkward, a little quick, if you want to say. I will give you that. But man, dude, in the first round, she had her absolutely rocked. She took Amanda. At one point, Amanda has her like her back, like not mostly mounted, but like just, and she smiles at her corner, and you see that famous picture. And then 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, she's losing the fight. I mean, just the combos in the second round from Pena. Pena just that dog, dude. She bit down, just no technique. She got into a brawl. Foreshadowing to what happened to Dustin Poirier, the fight IQ went out the window.
Did it look like, is that the key to beating Amanda, is taking her to the dog rounds, is wearing her out? I mean, it's unfair. People are saying Amanda has no heart. She's there it goes, exposed. I mean, to be that successful, to have the belt that long, to have money, to have a family, that wears on her, and you can definitely saw that it was aware. You run the rematch again, which it's a definitely immediate rematch. You run it back. I think it plays out different. What do you think?
Well, I mean, are we not going to talk about how Pena almost got finished in the first round? I mean, I do think this goes, though, like how you just asked, is this the way to beat her? Well, dude, if the way to beat her is then you have to get almost knocked out, then maybe, yeah, because then Amanda knows you can take her best shot. And then,
so was Nunes tired, or did Pena wear her out? Did she stumble her with the punches? Did she,
Both. No, she definitely, Pena rocked her, no doubt, without question. She was clipping her for sure. And every time, dude, me and you would just go, oh my God. Like, we couldn't believe what we were watching. It was like a movie, man. And definitely. She wins. And she didn't even, like, celebrate. Did you notice that? Like, she just kind of stood there, like.
So I guess if you heard the post interviews, I guess she said she didn't know if she won. So she asked, did I win?
Wow. Well,
and
I didn't see that.
It sunk in late because she was shocked. Yeah. That was the weakest choke ever, man.
Dude. Like I said, my niece
can get out of a choke like that.
I was surprised. I was surprised, man. But hey, the overhit.
And that's all that matters.
The overhit. So we hit green on that. Then, guys, most important pick of the week. All that matters really to me. I mean, that sounds weird, but like the pick I want to hit most for you guys is the lock of the week. And we had Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier going over 2.5 rounds, minus 160. Line finished at minus 200. So it hits, guys. What do you think, Martin?
Bro, we were watching the fights, and the one thing you tell me was, I just hope the lock of the night hits. I almost knew it was going to hit. That was the most important to me because I told you at the last podcast, what is the bet that I want to put the house on? And guess what? I got the house. I got the house, baby.
Guess you still has the house. Let's go, man. Well, we had to say it to the viewers, though. Charles gets clipped and dropped in the first round, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Oh, no. Like, he couldn't take his best shot. But, man, he just is on his back. And when you have a guy that's so dangerous off his back, like in Oliveira, you can't really rush into his guard to finish him. You have to really almost like flash knock him out because you know that's a danger zone. And Dustin knew he can't enter his guard, or else he's in a dangerous realm.
I have an interesting take on that. I kept saying almost 2 or 3 times, how is Oliveira recovering so fast? How is he recovering so fast? Now that I'm thinking about it, because when I play poker, you almost want to make yourself look weak. It's kind of like the Derek Lewis when he fought.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Who did he fight? Not Silva. Forgot his name. Where he gets punched and Derek Lewis bends over, waits for him to come up, and then knocks him out.
Yeah.
So
Tries, yeah.
to me, that's what it looked like. There's no way someone can recover that fast from Dustin. From Dustin Poirier it looked like he was getting knocked out. There's no way someone can recover that fast. So I think it's a mix of both.
It was well, dude. It wasn't like even the shot that clipped him and dropped him. He was taking shots before that. Like he was taking good shots from Dustin, and so that wasn't good to me. But man, just the way he came out in the second round, the way he recovered. People want to talk about his heart and how he's a quitter and this and that. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Like that's 10 fights in a row at the division. He started his career 10-8. Now he's won 10 in a row, and he's finishing people left and right. He's won via knockout to win the belt, one via submission to defend the belt against both guys that were straight killers. Like, I mean, dude, the body locks that Charles Oliveira gets on you, if you're gonna lose. If you get on the warning track up against the cage and he gets you a body lock and you turn your back to him to fight the hands, you probably are gonna lose the fight in like 45 seconds. He's that high level. It was amazing to watch, and I think he might have a long reign here, and I do favor him over Justin Gaethje. I think he's not going to lose until Islam gets there. So with that wraps up UFC 269. We're going to go ahead and get into UFC Fight Night. Derek Lewis versus Chris Daukaus.
Woo!
Main event. Heavyweights. Got the main events.
Swing and bang, baby. We're expecting some swing and bang.
Man, so if you want to take what's real fast, I know we don't usually do this. We're going to go back to the beginning card. What's the over-under? What do you think the over-under is?
You want to review the card right now?
Yeah, we can get to it.
Hey, I'm excited for the card as much as you are. Let's go ahead and take it out. So, are we starting with the first card?
Actually, let's start with the beginning.
Which one?
The Levitt fight.
Levitt? Exactly, okay. So, we got Matt versus Jordan. You want to take over from here?
Yeah. Matt Salas versus Jordan Levitt. Or Sales, I don't know how you pronounce his name. Dude, real fast about this fight. Shout out to Jordan Levitt, fighting out of Las Vegas. So, room for the whole time guy here. Lines like a pick'em. All I have to say about this fight is the wrestling will be interesting to watch here. I think they have the over-under at plus money, so they think this might lead to a finish here. No action here. Lean, like I said, Levitt. Watch out for the wrestling, man. This is going to be some grappling on display here, I feel like. After that, no action on that fight, by the way, guys. After that, we're going to go ahead and skip the Dontel Mays, Josh Persian fight. No action on that fight either, and I feel like if we don't really have action, we don't really have to get too much into it unless there's like a lean that we like. But two heavyweights, like I said, we have no action, so going to go ahead and go to the next fight. We have Raquel Pennington versus Macy Chasen. Chasen? I don't know how you pronounce that last name. But I lean the underdog. I think there's a live dog here, Martin. I think Raquel Pennington is getting a little bit of a juice line. Chasen will be the bigger fighter here, as will another underdog later in the card. But yeah, not going to touch it. I think if it was plus 160, plus 175-ish, maybe, but plus 135, probably not going to do it. But I think there's a live dog here in this fight.
Okay, that looks good.
Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about the Charles Jourdain Andre Ewell fight. Now, this fight is interesting because Ewell is making his debut at 145. Charles Jourdain has a lot of power in his hands, and so does Ewell. Both these guys are not trying to get it on the ground. Sleeper for Friday the night. If you like striking, guys, watch this fight. No lean. Actually, I do lean Jourdain. I wish I just would have more time to see Ewell at this weight class because he was a big 135er. So to see him get the extra 145, maybe the weight cut helped him here. Not having to cut as much weight. So there might be actually some value on the dog here. But I do lean Jourdain. Just, I've seen him in this division. I've seen him, finish guys in this division.
He's definitely the favorite at a minus 220.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself laying down that minus 220?
No, I don't. Like I said, I think, if anything, I'm going to lay Ewell here. Just off the value, guys. There's a difference between who I think is going to win the fight and where the value is in the bet. And I think there's value here in Ewell. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and no action on that fight if you're going to bet it. Like I said, it's a little iffy because Ewell's never made 145. This is his first debut fight at featherweight. So, but he's gaining 5 or 10 pounds. He's not losing. He's not going down. So, usually that's better. This next one's another live dog, Martin. Sajar Eubanks versus Melissa Gatto. Now, I've made money on Eubanks both ways. I've bet against her and I've bet on her, and she's cashed. She's actually done me really well in my history of betting MMA. But for this one, I do think Gatto is live, and I actually don't have any action on her right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do by the end of the week, Martin. What do you think?
I'm a fan of live dogs. So I'm especially when it comes to this sport, but I'm not too familiar with the undercard on this, but I'm really interested in the top cards.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's
but
one of those.
We're here for you. We want your bets. We want your money. We want to get that action, baby.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things that if you're not a diehard, a lot of these names you probably don't recognize, and especially coming off a stacked card like the last one, these people won't know.
When you have money on the fights, it makes it that much more interesting. So, I mean, if I could get action on any one of these fights, I'm almost listening to you. Like, if that's why I asked you, would you put that minus 220?
Right. No.
You said you would lean him. You would pick him. Obviously, he's the favorite. But if you're saying no, exactly, that's such a good insight.
Because to me,
what if I want to put him on a parlay? I'm a parlay guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's something I would keep off my parlay.
Correct. 100. Yep. Correct. And I really like that you brought that up as far as gambling perspective, because people that's a great question, Martin. Like, are you confident enough to put him on parlay? And the answer is no.
After the Nunes fight, I'm never confident.
See,
now, dude.
And you know what's funny? If you go back, guys, and watch episode 1, Martin asked me if you had that much money, would you lay minus 900? And I said yes. And I don't know if you guys caught on the broadcast that guy that bet $300,000.
Oh yeah,
and lost, dude. To win like $30,000.
I bet you that was Steve. I bet you that was Steve will do it. That sounds like Steve will do it.
Shout
out to Steve.
That's rough.
Shout out to Happy Dad.
I hope he bet on O'Malley via KO like we gave out on the pod. So next we have another heavyweight fight. Dang, heavyweights all over the card here. Justin Tafa versus Henry Hunsucker. Yes, his last name is Hunsucker. This fight, if you can get to a book that offers fight doesn't go the distance, take it. This is not the lock of the night of the week or anything like that, but this is close. This fight will not go to the cards. No one will win a decision here. Someone's going to get knocked out. It's kind of a foreshadow to the main event, actually. And I don't know. Don't really feel safe on the over-under because you never know. It could happen in 30 seconds. It could happen in the last 10 seconds. Heavyweights are sloppy like that. So
they have the over right here at 1.5.
Yeah.
At plus 130.
Yeah. So. See, exactly. So what's the under?
Under is minus 160.
Oof. See, that might be a parlay piece. That's not bad.
That's good.
Hunsucker, if he wins, he's going to do it in the first round. And if he loses, he's probably going to lose the first round. I mean, it's just one of those things, guys. Like, I'm not trying to, hate on anyone or anything. It's just if you look at their fights, that's the way it plays out, guys. And their styles, styles make fights. So if you're going to bet that fight, go ahead and bet maybe the under or. And
Justin Tafa right here, I'm looking at the card. He's 4-3.
Yeah, no,
he's still fresh. He's got not much experience.
Yeah.
And you have Harry Hunsucker. Yes, Hunsucker. He's 7-4. So, I mean, experience-wise, Harry has just a little bit more experience.
He has as much professional wins as Tafa has fights, and that's actually something that's going to come up later. Actually, next in the card, guys. Our next fight is our first fight with action. Go ahead, hit it. We have Ronnie Barcelos. We're taking juice, guys. We're laying the chalk. We're doing it. Minus 330. 3.3 units to win one, guys. But let me tell you, it's worth it. He's going to absolutely walk through this guy. He is fighting Victor Henry. Now, this is a late notice debut for Victor. I believe Ronnie's original opponent got like COVID or something. And he, got the call from UFC and can't say no. Dream come true. But thing is, Barcelos is a killer. And he got matched up with someone that I could not think of a worse matchup for him. He gives up Victor gives up takedowns in his fights, and Barcelos wants this on the mat. But Barcelos can hold his own on his feet. He's a well-rounded fighter for sure. He's actually going to be a parlay piece later that we have. I feel real confident about this fight. He might get the finish. I will say I do worry about his gas tank in round 3, but I don't think it'll be a problem here. I think with a full camp, this guy being a short notice fight, I'm super confident about Barcelos minus 330, Martin.
Henry plus 250. I mean, especially after the Nunes fight, I'm telling you, when I see a line that big, I usually tend to stay away from it. But based off your insight, how can I not? Minus 330 is a little bit too big that I usually would put on a unit. But is that what you're doing? You're telling me you're betting that?
Yeah, I'm betting 3.3 units, guys, to win one on Barcelos. But I'm also on a parlay piece here. So I'm doing something that you never should do, guys, as a gambler. Put two games on one game on two different tickets. That way, if you lose that, you lose two tickets. Never want to do that. But I do feel confident about Barcelos here, and I just got to go for it. I don't think the night ends with him losing. Put it that way. The next fight, guys, we're going to have to start rolling some action here. Our bets are starting to flow in. We got a little more action toward the main card portion of this fight card. Guys, we're going to take Gerald Meerschaert versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Now, a lot of people know Gerald as the guy that got viciously knocked out by Hamzat in like 30 seconds. But he's a good grappler, man. He has good jiu-jitsu. Stoltzfus is near retirement. If he loses this fight, he's going to get cut from the UFC. So if Meerschaert wins this, his opponent's going to get cut. The line currently sits at... What do we snag it at?
Man, Gerald, look at the experience on this guy. 33 and 14.
Yes.
Holy smokes. We have Dustin. He's 13 and 3. You know, that's still some good experience. Wow, it's going to be a good one.
He's 13 and 3 with his 2 losses coming in his last 2 fights. And so, I mean, he's 13 and 1 at one point. He lost to Rodolfo Vieira, who's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu like legend, and so there's no shame in that, dude. Rodolfo is a beast. And he also lost to Kyle Daukaus, Chris's brother. And well, he's up and coming too, but he's not obviously nothing like a top 10 guy or anything. But like, those 2 losses are not to be, they're not ashamed. It's not nothing to hang your head about. They're good fighters that he lost to. But I do think that Gerald's gonna get back on track here. I believe he's coming off a big win against Magomed Murdoch, and this will be 3 in a row if he gets his dub. So I do trust him. I think he submits him round 2.
Round 2. That's interesting because the under is plus 125. So it looks like the odd makers are betting it to go. They think the majority. They think most likely it'll go over. So they got the favored at minus 155 of 1.5 rounds. Minus 230 for money line. I mean, that looks good. I mean, putting him with a few other people on a parlay. I'm thinking about cooking up a parlay here.
Nice. Yes. No. Originally, when I was making my bets for this week, I was considering him as a parlay piece. I know a lot of sharps that are really high on him, but he didn't make my parlay. But yeah, that price is not bad. We're taking him.
If you're saying if you feel like he's gonna get back on track, I'm gonna get on track with him.
Heck yeah, dude. The next fight, man. Oh boy, this is a 1-800 gambler or 1-800 gambler. We are betting.
Who's that?
Cub Swanson versus Darren Elkins. I think Cub Swanson is 2-6 in his last 8 fights, while Elkins is 2-5. But the guys are losing to are really good. Volkanovski. Both these guys lost to Volkanovski. Freaking Swanson lost to Ortega. He lost to Gige Chikaze recently. He got finished by a body kick. We actually had Giga that night, Martin.
And Cub Swanson's one of those fighters that, for me, I like star power, and he kind of had a little star power to him. And just someone that said, I can't wait for his next fight. He's one of those fighters.
Yeah, exactly. In the last 5 fights, both guys are 2-3. So we're not betting on, like, superstars here. But I do think...
No, I mean star power as in, like, he's famous. Interesting. Like, he has something that's just not boring,
He's a fan favorite for sure.
He's at minus 210, so he is definitely the favorite.
Yeah, so...
The under 2.5 rounds at plus 125. And you got the under sitting at minus 155 of 2.5.
Which is the bet we're on, guys. We're on this fight 2 ways. We have 2 different bets on this fight. We have the over 2.5 rounds. Minus 155, guys. I think Swanson drags us out. Both guys can drag it out. Both guys rarely get finished, even though Cub got finished last fight. I don't think Darren Elkins is anywhere near the level of fighter Giga is, so get out of here with that. But they're durable guys. They're both super old, which is a little worrisome, but I don't think they're going to finish. No guy, I feel confident in not being a finisher. So we're going to take the over minus 155, 2.5 rounds. And We're gonna take. What did you say he was? Minus 220.
Swanson. Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and take Cub Swanson via decision. At
minus 210.
Minus 210. So we're gonna flip that and make it plus 160 via decision.
Okay,
all right,
I like
we're gonna
that.
try to get plus money because, like I said, I don't think he's gonna finish him, and if he does, it'll be a submission. But I just don't. I just think he can hold his own on the ground. He's very slick on the ground. Elkins is, with his offensive grappling as well. So I think this will be a long fight, dragged out fight. Go ahead, take Cub, the winner. Over. Yeah, that's our bet.
I have the fight playing out. That's the bet.
We have Swan.
No, lock me in.
Dude,
lock me in.
Martin, we have the over 2.5 rounds, minus 155. We have Swanson decision plus 160.
I got a question for you. What would you tell the people out there? How percentage-wise, like 1 out of 10?
Oh, for
how you feeling that for like if we want to put some big money on it? We want some quick change, baby.
For the over or for him decision?
We want to take it separately. We want to take. Oh my gosh, the over is minus 260. That's a big unit for an over. Minus 260.
The over.
Oh no, I'm reading the wrong one. Sorry.
Yeah,
minus 155. That's good. That's perfect.
Yeah. No, I feel good about it. Yeah, no, it's a good bet. Well,
I want to put a whole unit on that myself in real life, in cash money, because we're here to make cash, baby.
Oh man, that's why we're here. We're not here for those fake bets. We bet money and we lose money, unfortunately sometimes. But okay, that'll be that for that fight, guys. We're playing it 2 ways, and the next fight we could probably play 2 ways, but we're only gonna play it 1 way. The next fight will be Ricky Simone, or is it Simon? Actually, I think it's Simon. Ricky Simon versus Rafael Assunção. Now, Assunção, I'll tell you straight about it. The pick here is Simon. I think he wins the fight, but he's minus 220, and it's too much.
Hey, the line has gone up right here on Station Sports line. We have the money line at minus 275. That means money has probably been pouring in on Simon.
Yeah. No, I understand. Assunção here is a fading fighter. He is 39 years old, man, and at that weight class, that's tough. He's 135, dude. Has to make it the weight again this Friday, and he's fighting a fighter who just mauls people, kind of. The way he wins fights is he's gonna grapple you, and he's gonna hold you. He's gonna control you. Assunção, is a legit striker, but I will say he's on a 3-fight losing streak, and it's to good fighters. It's not like he's losing to bums. He got the guys. Cody Garbrandt, when he knocked out Assunção, he was beating Cody that night. Do you remember when he did the Marge Simpsons and he fucking went from the bottom to the top and knocked him out? That he was looking good in that fight. It wasn't like he was looking bad. But before that, he lost to Corey Sandhagen, another good fighter, and Marlon Moraes, another good fighter. So it's not like he's losing to the bottom of the division, guys. He's on a 3-fight losing streak, but I mean, like I said, the age, and he's fighting a guy who's on the way up. We're going in 2 different directions here in our careers, and so I like Ricky Simon. Now we're not going to bet him straight. We're going to do another prop. We're going Ricky Simon, via decision plus 130. I think he drags it out again. I don't think he gets a finish here. And yeah, another decision for Simon as he climbs the ranks. I think he's going to bust into the top 15, maybe 13, 15 range here with a win. And in one of the toughest divisions, that's such a good accomplishment. That was one of the most stacked divisions in the UFC. Unranked and ranked fighters are legit in this division. And I think he makes it 3 in a row with this win right here. So we're going to go Simon via decision plus 130.
Someone's O has got to go. Both undefeated right here, right? 27-8-0. We have 18-3-0.
Yeah.
Does 8 mean split decision?
No. The O would be a tie. No, or no contest, something like that. No, they're definitely they're not undefeated. Assunção's lost a million fights.
So it's 27-8 and 18-3 right here.
Yeah. But man, the next fight is the lock of the week. Should we save the lock of the week, Martin, or should we do it now?
That's up to you. What are you feeling right now? I mean, is the lock of the week next? Go in order. Let them know. Just let them know. If the lock of the week is now, let them know.
Well, it's that time. Martin. It's time for the lock of the week.
Let's go. Because I'm interested in the lock of the week. I want to make some money. Let me know what you're feeling at.
Okay, we got Diego Ferreira versus Matuis Gamrot. Okay, the line currently sits at. Hold on, let me pull it up. Pull it up, Jamie. No. Sits Gamrot minus 190, Fiera plus 155. Our lock of the week, guys. Any Action Sportscast week or episode 2. Matuis Gamrot minus 190.
And put your money out now. That line's definitely gonna go up.
I will say, hand up, guys. We took this at minus 180, but I feel bad giving it out as a different line. So minus 190. Money's already coming in on Gamrot. We'll go ahead and break down the fight. Who are we betting on, guys? You guys want to know who you're spending your money on? Gamrot is 2-1 in the division. He's an up-and-coming guy in the division. He lost his debut, but he lost to a killer, one of those Dagestani Chechenian guys. So, not really that bad of a loss. But since then, he's gotten 2 finishes and looked great. I mean, granted, Jeremy Stevens is super old, but he absolutely washed him, got him out of there very quickly. The fight before that, he looked great. He was shooting the takedowns. His striking was there. He ended up finishing the fight with a 1-2, but his grappling, guys, in 3 UFC fights, he's shot for, I think, 35 takedowns. I mean, granted, he's not getting them all, but he wants to get you. He's pushing the pressure, and that's the thing with Diego Ferreira. He's coming off a 2-fight losing streak, and he's coming up to a wrestler. He lost to a wrestler, Greg Gillespie. Now, I don't think Gamrot is as good of a wrestler as Gillespie is, but I do think he's more of a well-rounded fighter, meaning his striking is more of a threat. His transitions are more of a threat in clinch game. And Ferreira, guys, missed weight in his last fight. That's never good. You never want to bet on a guy who's missing weight because, guys, if you rewatch Ferreira's last fight, he looked great.
It's a sign almost that they're not taking it serious.
Dude,
there's something off there.
Right, whether it be injury, who name it? You name
How
it.
can you not make weight?
Dude,
I mean?
it's bad. It's you signed the weight, and you can show and you hear stories about guys driving around the country and making weight. Well, we can get into it another day, but guys, Ferreira missed weight, and it showed in his performance, guys, against Gregor. He looked good in the first round, but man, out of nowhere, just dumped. No stamina. I got killed. Got finished in the second round. Imagine looking good in the first round, gets finished in the second round. That's how bad his stamina was for that fight. So he missed weight last fight. I feel like Gamrot is the truth in this division, guys. I feel confident. I put this bet in last week on the way to work. Matuis Gamrot minus 180. Lock of the week. He's actually on a parlay piece that we'll reveal at the end of the card. Next, we have Amanda Lemos versus Angela Hill. Now, the line is, in my opinion, almost untouchable, which is why we have to go with the parlay here. Amanda Lemos should beat Angela Hill here, and she should win a decision. I can see her getting the finish, but I doubt it. Hill's tough, man. She's a good fighter. But the type of fights Hill fights is point fights. She'll go to the cards a lot. And so for us here, we're going to go ahead and have Lemos on a parlay. And we're going to take the over here, guys. We have action on this fight. Amanda Lemos and Angela Hill minus 200 over 2.5 rounds.
You have such an interesting take on it, and you're saying the most likely it'll go over 2.5 based off what you tell me.
Right, because I think
the matchmakers have to minus 200.
Dude, I think both girls are durable here. I think Amanda is a better striker or overall fighter, really, but she doesn't have the experience. She doesn't have the records on her or the names on her resume. Whereas Angela Hill has been in there with quality fighters. Granted, she's not winning all of them, but it's still worth something. And so she's not going to be out of her element here with unbecoming talent like Lemos, but neither possess flash knockout power, and neither are like some sort of Habib or Tony Ferguson like Charles Oliveira threat on the ground. And so I think it's going to go to the cards, and I think Lemos, I might sprinkle some on decision here, but I love the over. So we're going to go ahead and take the 2-1 favorite, minus 200, over 2.5 rounds on Amanda Lemos, Angela Hill. That actually wraps up our bets, but we haven't talked about the main fight yet. But as far as our bets so far.
What about the Stephen Thompson fight?
Well, no. So far, dude, we don't have action on those next 2 cards, next 2 fights.
Okay.
But right now.
No official action.
Correct. I was going to say, maybe right now when we talk about it, we'll get persuaded one way or another.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just letting everyone know, our bets are locked in right now, and we haven't touched the co-main or main, and that's what we're about to get into right now.
Okay.
So I know we talked off air, and you said You actually like the underdog in both these fights, Martin. They call you Underdog Marty.
They do.
Why?
Did you say why?
Yeah, why? Well, like, why do you like dogs?
Let me tell you.
Well, you guys, why you like the Underdog Marty?
Do you remember that story? Do you remember when I had about 6 to 7 underdogs in the NFL? And that big ticket, $10, cashed out like $700.
Yeah.
And we told the lady, I want it all in fives, baby. We want it all in fives, baby. I'm an underdog guy. I mean, like I said earlier, I have instinctual feelings. And I've been watching Wonder Boy, seeing how he's training. And I just almost feel like he's not peak Wonder Boy. He's not there. He's just enough to get the job done, Wonder Boy. And I think Muhammad, I think he has something to prove. I think he's young. I think he's aggressive, man. You know, wasn't he supposed to fight Leon Edwards?
He did fight Leon Edwards,
Yeah.
and in an eye poke.
That's right. But I like him. I'm liking him here. He's at plus 195, even better. The over 2.5 at minus 260.
Oh.
So I think it's gonna. And you know what? I can see it dragging out. I can see Muhammad winning decision. I can see him.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, Martin, because when I said minus 260 on the over?
Yeah, minus 260.
Man. Okay, so guys, a little bit of, I don't want to say betting advice, but what do you think, Martin? I feel like this is just common sense. Okay, the book is telling you it's probably going to go over 2.5 rounds, meaning whoever wins is probably going to win a decision here. Whether you like, so let's say, regardless you approach this fight, I like Stephen Thompson, or the other hand, I like Bilal. It would make more sense to bet Stephen Thompson, if you like him, via decision here. But I mean, you know, obviously you don't want him to get like a knockout and then win. But like
the odds are probably better.
The books,
That's
yeah,
a fair
exactly.
point.
The books are telling you it's likely that he will win a decision here. As far as what I think will happen in the fight, dude, I mean, Thompson's coming off losing to Gilbert Burns, and Gilbert Burns might have, you know, shown a little blueprint here on how to slow down Wonder Boy. You know, like you said, he's not vintage Wonder Boy. He's absolutely not. Anyone says that he is just like a fanboy, because it's human nature, man. He's old, almost 40 years old.
He also renewed his contract recently, too.
I did see that, which is great, dude. Good for him, and he deserves it. But Gilbert, to me, is a smaller fighter than Bilal. Bilal is bigger than Gilbert, but Gilbert is a better grappler. No, 100%. I do not think Bilal is on the same level, jiu-jitsu-wise, as Gilbert. But to me, he's gonna have to pressure Steven on the warning track and get him on the cage. He needs this fight on the cage to then get it on the ground. And I don't think he's going to be able to get it there.
Before the fight even starts, obviously, who do you think is going to be the aggressive one? Who's going to be backing up?
Bilal's going to be the aggressive one.
I agree.
In the beginning.
I agree.
And then it's going to turn because, man,
Wonder Boy has the length. He's got the reach advantage.
He has footwork. He has ring control. He knows what he's doing there. The thing is,
I can't believe he's minus 230.
That's the thing. From what the little like window of the fight that we did see, it was Leon. That doesn't make me feel good here. He was getting touched up, and Leon's good. Leon's a good fighter, and I think Wonder Boy's a better striker than Leon Edwards. I think Leon Edwards is a better fighter, but as far as we're talking striking, dude, Wonder Boy's he's legit, and I think that's gonna be a problem here. And if he can't get on the ground, he is probably gonna be a long night for Bilal. But if Wonder Boy can keep it off the mat, I think Wonder Boy got it, man. So we might be going head to head here. I don't know if I'm gonna bet it, but what do you think?
Will they be dropping any type of embedded?
No, not for.
So just really.
These are.
I want to see what Wonder Boy's feeling.
I think he has a YouTube page.
There's got to be something, right?
Dude, that's the thing. Gamblers out there, we stalk the IG. We stalk the interviews they do.
Yep.
Dude, you'll hear guys do interviews talking about I couldn't get in the gym because COVID protocols, blah, blah, blah. And that factors into stuff like, you know, you got to scour the internet for the information. Too. You know, try to get any angle you can out there for sure, no doubt.
That's right. Thompson, in a recent interview, said he feels like he's 25. You know, fighters always say that.
Right. Like O'Malley saying that he couldn't wrestle until after the post fight. Mm-hmm. Like I wish I would have known that. But like I still would have bet, you know, be a knockout or whatever. But like
I don't like when people say he can't wrestle because he hasn't been in a position to except one of his fights to wrestle because he's just out striking everyone.
Yeah.
That was a good fight though. O'Malley won. Man, that was cool.
Yeah, man. Paiva couldn't do it.
Good for O'Malley, man.
Yes.
He has one more fight. Then 2 more fights, but I mean, he has 1 more fight to do what he has to do to set himself up for some big money for his new contract.
Yes. And, dude, he has all the leverage in the world. He has all the leverage in the world. He has the UFC right where he wants him.
That's interesting because I think you said he may be the first fighter to be in that position
Ever.
when it comes to renewing his contract. To like, he can walk away
Yeah.
and still make great money.
And have fans still.
Yeah.
And, like, not need them to be relevant. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And people still believe that he's really good because, like, he obviously has all these highlights.
That's interesting.
So, yeah, Sugar's going to continue to make, I should say, because he's already making it, some good money doing this.
Get right to the main event.
Got Derek Lewis.
Swing and bang, baby. Back on the card already?
The Black Beast against Chris Daukaus. I don't even know if he has a nickname. Up and coming heavyweight, dude.
Why do they like him as a favorite?
Okay, let's get to it.
It's almost like
Martin here is surprised that the Black Beast is the underdog. Granted, it's slight. I think it's minus 140 plus 120, Martin.
Exactly right on the money.
And so I feel like how do I explain this? There was only one way for Derek Lewis to win this fight, and that's to knock him out. He needs to knock out Chris Daukaus. And Chris Daukaus he can knock out Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis can get finished by Daukaus. And he can also submit him. He can also point fight him. And so there's a speed advantage here for Daukaus. 100%. Daukaus is the faster fighter here. But it's that one touch, dude. It's that X factor that I don't know. I just can't really get confident betting against. Derek Lewis got beat up for a whole round against Curtis Blades. And then as soon as Curtis Blades shot for a takedown in the second round, he uppercutted his head through the roof. Like, bad. And so when a guy's that dangerous at any moment, dude, you could dominate for 19 minutes. Look at Volkov. And then lose. And this is a 25-minute fight. This is not 3 rounds. Daukaus here, this is going to tell us a lot about Daukaus. Is he ready for that tier? I remember, Martin, do you want one of my favorite things about like gambling and how I approach him? Like as far as like one of my rules is that I try to remember how I felt when the fight got announced. So when the fight got announced, I remember being like, "Oh man, this is a big jump for Daukaus here."
That's interesting.
Like I was surprised that they made him a main event so fast. But I guess they're trying to get that heavyweight division going a little bit, and Lewis obviously is not fighting anything but main events. The dude's a star, like gonna knock someone's head out like if he does. So yeah, man, I think the line, man.
I like it. I like when their lines are like this. It's a coin flip,
dude.
I like Lewis, straight up money line, and I also you're gonna be shocked. I like the over.
Really?
1.5 rounds at minus 130. I mean, Lewis coming off a loss right to Francis.
Gone.
Right.
Still gone.
I think he's gonna have a little ring rust. I don't think he's been training so hard. He's been off social media. He had since his when he lost to Ngannou.
Mm-hmm.
His interview. Do you remember the first interview he did post view?
Mm-mm.
It was hot wings.
Oh yeah. That was gone. Yeah, I guess gone. Yeah.
That was hot. Came up for lost and didn't no Instagram, no interviews. And then his
dude, he's
it's gonna be a slow start, is what I'm saying. So I'm loving the over. Minus 130. Lock me in for both of those.
Let's go. I think you might have talked me into a bet there. I think Daukaus is gonna be smart enough to avoid him for that long, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think they're going to be feeling each other out.
When someone like Gon dismantles you the way he did to Lewis, your next fight, your opponent is just going to obviously see that and know that. I'm not saying Daukaus has the same skill set as Gon, like obviously he doesn't, but it's just not a good look. Like vice versa, let's say he got dominated on the ground, his next opponent would be like, okay, well, I have to get on the ground. And so I think Lewis needs to bounce back here. I thought he had a chance to be champion and make a run, but I mean, Gon put an end to that. Last thing I'll say about this fight, Martin.
I think KO too.
Either way.
Lewis. I mean, Lewis. I'm taking Lewis money line. I'm not taking him decision,
bro.
I'm taking him KO.
If you bet Derek Lewis and you don't bet Derek Lewis via KO, you're not you, but like anyone out there is not smart. Like, guys. He's gonna. You think he's gonna win 3 rounds here? No, he's gonna win. He's gonna win by knockout. Agreed. Are you serious? So yeah. So if you like Lewis, guys, bet him via knockout. 1,000%. I actually think that's good. But dude, imagine being there Saturday night, just chilling with the homies. You have a plus 165
ticket. He wants to come
ticket.
back at Swing and Bang again. He wants to kind of bring his stock back up and just let people know that he's
via knockout is plus 165.
I'll take that. I want money line. I want the over. And again, like the last fight, I want to put them all in a parlay, baby.
Just like last week.
Yep.
So we're gonna go ahead and review the bets that we. Oh, sorry, no. I have to say on the podcast, guys. Chris Daukaus is coming off quitting his full-time job as a police officer.
That's right.
So this is his first fight where he doesn't have to work 8 hours a day as a freaking police officer in Philadelphia, and so who knows? Maybe we'll see a great performance by him. You know, an improvement. You never know. I mean, you would assume, but I think that's interesting. The guy had a pretty good, solid career as an upcoming fighter in the heavyweight division while he was a full-time police officer. I mean, respect, bro.
I mean, I'm interested both ways. It's gonna be an interesting fight. This is the last card of the year. Last card of the year until January 13th, I believe. I'm not mistaken. I have to recheck. So
you're right.
I mean, this is Any Action Sportscast. We take any action. If you do see yourself covering any sports this weekend, or do you have any other best bets besides UFC?
Martin, we cannot skip what is happening on Saturday.
Right.
Jake Paul.
That's right.
Is fighting Tyron Woodley.
That's right.
And
I mean,
you were actually the one that put
minutes into this show. Do you want to talk about it? You want to give your take on it?
Quick. Yeah, because I know it's bowl season. I know someone probably out there wants to call it.
I like it. I can't wait. I mean, we have UFC fight nights on Friday or Saturday.
Saturday.
Both fights are on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Now, Martin, let's play a quick game of whose line is it anyway.
Okay.
If you saw the first fight between Paul and Woodley, right?
Uh-huh.
We saw it together. What would you, after seeing that, and knowing the situation with the late replacement and everything, what would you set the line at for this fight?
And I'm being honest because I haven't even looked. I was even trying to find it now. I can't even find boxing on here. Whose line is it anyways? You're asking me. I think Jake Paul's minus 360. I think he deserves minus 360. I think it all depends on, was Woodley active this whole time?
Right.
He's saying his cardio is going to be better than Jake, but Jake's been in the camp this entire time. You know, so I think minus 360 and I think plus 240 for Woodley.
Dang, man. I had it minus 250, minus 260 Paul. Plus 170 come back on Woodley. I just think that people forget that he did get rocked into the ropes last fight. But Martin, me and you could drink 12 Happy Dads and throw more punches than Tyron Woodley does. Dude, he just straight up doesn't throw punches. Like, you can't bet on a guy who doesn't throw punches.
How many times is Woodley going to scam us and say, just wait?
I'm going to throw, yeah.
How many times are you going to scam us?
Dude, you're so right.
What makes this different?
You're so right.
You know what I mean? And if you follow him on social media, like you say, I mean, he's been trolling Jake. I haven't really seen him grinding. You know, but shout out to Willie though. I'm a big fan of him. I like his music. You know, no hate on him. I don't see a line on here. Do you see a line anywhere?
I actually can't find a line right now. I'm not surprised by that. His thing's a circus. Yeah, it's all a whole freak show. But
so the sports books aren't touching it. Is that what you're?
No, they did. They let me bet on the.
Well, you think
the
they're
Floyd one?
For the why?
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah.
That is strange.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's almost like they are spooked out on. Is it a fixed fight?
Well, yeah.
I don't believe it's fixed.
Yeah, me either. But
the no knockout contract clause thing.
That was whack. This one's supposed. Well, I don't think so. But this one's supposed to have like you can knock him out. But yeah. I mean, as far as college football, I don't have any picks right now for anyone. But gonna go ahead and review our bets, guys, real fast before we end the show. Episode 2, UFC Fight Night, Derek Lewis versus Chris Daukaus. Our bets are as follows. Ronnie Barcelos, minus 330. Ricky Simone, via decision, plus 130. Cub Swanson, via decision, plus 160. Swanson Elkins, over, plus 2.5 rounds, minus 155. Lemos Hill, over, 2.5 rounds, minus 200. Parlay that pays out, plus 178 odds, almost plus 180 odds. Barcelos, Gamrot, Lemos, straight up. Lock of the week, Matuis Gamrot. Bet the house.
I mean, that's good. It's great. I can't wait for this weekend. Hey, it's a good week. I'm excited.
Good week to be a fan.
Tons of fight. I'm excited for the channel. The views, the support has been crazy.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everyone out there sharing our stuff, dude. Really appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
It's just so.
We'll definitely
so
be
awesome.
doing more interviews out there.
Oh yeah.
So, got some crazy ideas. You guys don't even know. When we're brainstorming, we're just like, holy crap, this is genius. You know, I just can't wait.
Yes, sir.
So, thanks for tuning in. Any Action Sportscast. We take any action, anytime. Peace.
Peace.